Hello friends and enemies, come with me on day 3 of my trip to Lagos, Portugal. That day, I had a pretty packed schedule, so I made sure I went over to a coffee shop to get some breakfast and some much needed caffeine. After getting a chocolate croissant and an iced mocha because they didn't have any matcha, I met up with my friend Cassie and her friend who she was staying with in Lagos before we got an Uber to head over to Cardella Carlotta, an animal shelter in Lagos. I'll have a separate post about Cardella Carlotta on my profile, but anyone can volunteer to walk the dogs or just socialize with them, whether you're just visiting Lagos like me and Cassie, or you live there more long-term like Cassie's friend. Cassie and I walked 2 dogs each, and then we hung out with a bunch of them in their pen. After chatting with a few of the other volunteers and hanging out with a few other dogs, we headed back to Lagos to get some brunch. After brunch, I headed back to my hostel to do some laundry at a nearby laundromat and snacked on some Pringles that I got from the supermarket nearby. Luckily, I showered before doing laundry because I had just enough time to go back to my hostel and get ready since I was meeting up with Cassie later that night to go on a sunset party cruise around Ponta de Piedad. We booked this experience through Get Your Guide, and honestly, it was so much fun. I have more about the experience on my profile, but it was basically a sunset catamaran cruise where we got to party it up along the Ponta de Piedad coast. It took a while for the party to start going, but that never stops me from dancing. Our DJ on board, DJ Toby1, had some really bumpin' tunes, so I was like, okay, I gotta be the unofficial hype woman of this boat and get everyone to shake some ass. And slowly but surely, everyone started dancing. I kept going around and dancing with all different types of people, where it was the type of energy where we're like, we need to keep this party going. But Cassie and I were responsible adults and we're like, let's get dinner first. So we got some poke bowls near the marina and then went back to our respective accommodations to regroup ourselves. We met up with this friend group from Spain that we met on the catamaran, where Cassie then took us on an unofficial bar crawl around Lagos. I guess today was a very dog-themed day because at 2 of the bars that we went to, people had brought their dogs with them. I ended up flirting with one of the bartenders at one place, and if you follow my travel flings playlist, you'll know what happens next. Like and follow for day 4.